All right, this is a really important question. Do asexuals and demisexuals have a different biochemical setting? Is it some kind of hypothalamic dysfunction, or are they just a rare biological anomaly? Let's slow this down. First, according to current science, asexuality and demisexuality are categorized as natural variations of human sexual orientation, not medical disorders, not broken systems, not defective chemistry. So let's unpack that carefully. Are they biochemically different? In most studies, asexual individuals have normal hormone levels. Testosterone and estrogen are usually within healthy ranges. There isn't consistent evidence showing a chemical deficiency. And that's important, because when someone has a hormone disorder, say very low testosterone, they often experience distress about their reduced desire. That condition feels like something is wrong. In contrast, many asexual individuals describe their lack of sexual attraction as egosyntonic, meaning it aligns with their sense of self. It doesn't feel like a malfunction, it feels like baseline. Now, brain imaging studies add another layer. Some fMRI research suggests that asexual individuals show lower activation in brain regions associated with sexual reward and visual attention when exposed to erotic stimuli, compared to allosexual, meaning non-asexual, individuals. But here's the nuance. The overall brain wiring doesn't appear dramatically different. There aren't clear structural abnormalities. It's not like a missing circuit. It seems more like a difference in response pattern or in activation threshold. In simple terms, the same hardware may be there, but the trigger sensitivity is different. Now, what about the hypothalamus? The hypothalamus plays a major role in regulating sexual drive, so it's reasonable to ask whether asexuality could be due to hypothalamic dysfunction. But there is currently no evidence supporting that idea. We need to distinguish between orientation and dysfunction. There's a clinical condition called hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, where a person experiences a persistent lack of sexual desire that causes significant distress. That's considered a disorder because the person feels something is wrong and wants change. Asexuality, however, is typically described as a lifelong orientation. The absence of sexual attraction is not experienced as loss, it's simply how their system operates. So if there is a biological basis, and there likely is some neurobiological component, it would be more accurate to describe it as a different setting, not a broken mechanism. It's also worth noting that the hypothalamus varies structurally across different sexual orientations. For example, heterosexual and homosexual individuals show certain subtle differences in some studies. So variation in orientation does not automatically equal dysfunction. Now, are asexuals just a rare breed? Estimates suggest that around 1% of the population identifies as asexual. That makes it a minority, but not unheard of. In biological terms, that's well within the range of normal human variation. Demisexuality adds another interesting dimension. Demisexual individuals typically do not experience sexual attraction unless a strong emotional bond is formed first. You could think of it like this. For many people, visual or physical cues can activate the dopamine-based reward system relatively quickly. For demisexual individuals, that reward system may require emotional intimacy as a prerequisite. The emotional connection acts as the key that unlocks sexual attraction. It's not absence of capacity, it's conditional activation. From an evolutionary perspective, some theorists propose that individuals who reproduce less, or not at all, may still contribute to group survival through kin selection. The idea being that helping relatives survive and reproduce can indirectly pass shared genes forward. That theory has also been discussed in relation to homosexuality. It's still debated, but it suggests that non-reproductive orientations can still have adaptive social value. So, stepping back, there is no solid evidence that asexuality or demisexuality are caused by hypothalamic dysfunction. There is no consistent evidence of hormone defects. What we see instead are variations in how the brain responds to sexual cues, variations in thresholds, priorities, and triggers, not broken biology, just different tuning. Human sexuality isn't a single switch. It's more like a spectrum of sensitivity settings. And asexuality and demisexuality appear to be part of that natural spectrum, not an error in the system. And the more neuroscience advances, the clearer it becomes that diversity in sexual experience is not an exception to biology. It's one of its patterns.